And we're back. Hello.
Hello. Welcome back, everybody. So we are finished with character creation now. There's a reason why in this system, in this game, that we tend to take time to really like flesh out and give ourselves space to ask questions about the setting. Because as you can see, if you've been watching from the beginning, there's all kinds of really exciting stuff that's been built up into the game already. So what we want to do in the last 40 minutes is just like grab a piece. We'll just sort of slow burn in the beginning of, it won't necessarily be like this is the starting part of the campaign, but we're going to look at the characters in an active situation, see what they're like, see what they're doing. So,
question.
Rich, you have a question?
Do we highlight stats before doing this?
Oh, we could. We'll talk about it. Okay, so yeah, I'll do half of it because I'm not going to pick mine, but we'll show how highlighting works. So look at your character sheet. Whoever you have the highest hex with, what is it? They mark your. It's the
highest hex with you.
Yeah,
everyone
around.
The thing that's not on your character sheet. All right. So who has the highest hex for Navarre?
I have +3.
Anybody got better than +3?
Nope.
That's impossible. All right. So, Andrew, what stat would you like Navarre to have highlighted?
Well, let's start with your weird, because your weird is high as well, right? I'm kind of interested in that aspect of your character, like engaging with crazy stuff, because I can imagine what you blowing things up is going to look like.
Okay, so I'm going to write these down.
Weird.
And what does highlighted mean?
It means if you roll anything with your weird, you get a point of experience. You get to check a box.
Cool.
Awesome.
So you are weird today. So just make at least one weird roll. Who has the highest hex with Gritch?
I have 0, so I think that might be me. But yeah, because everyone else is -1,
I
right?
think so, yeah.
I'm negative.
You know me better than anyone.
Nice.
That makes so much sense.
All right. So what do you want to highlight for Gritch?
What's your rundown on your stats again?
I've got +1 cool, -2 hard, -1 hot, +2 sharp, +3 weird.
I want you to read I want you sharp. I'm gonna highlight sharp. Yeah.
Right on.
All right. Okay. Who has Frankie's highest hex?
I have 3.
I also have 3.
You all have 3 with me, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Who hasn't? Navarre, you haven't picked one yet.
I have not.
All right. Let's pick one for Frankie.
So, could you tell me your stats again, Frankie?
I am cool 1, hard 0, hot 0, sharp 2, weird -1.
So, I would say, should we not pick the best one they have, or is it just one I'm of interest?
It's basically what
Whatever
you're
you
doing
want.
is you're offering John a reward to play Frankie a certain way. So if you're like, Frankie, I want to see you get in a fight, you
I
gotta
think
highlight
I want to see Frankie cool.
Cool.
Frankie. Okay.
Cool, Frankie. All right.
All right. And who has the highest hex with Smith July?
Gritch.
Yeah. Okay, Gritch.
Pulling the string.
What are we highlighting for Smith here?
Totally.
Oh, just be hot. Just be so hot.
Yeah. I'm gonna be very hot.
Okay.
So hot.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
So we'll just start in the middle of things. So Gritch, you're currently being held by your throat about an inch off the ground. Your back is up against the slimy outdoor surface of what maybe used to be like a balcony or something. Half of it is submerged. It's coming out of a building and sort of dipping in, and there's like algae collecting all around it. And this is distinctly you were out here, out of the way, being held against the wall by Mercer, and she's got her knife out, and she's
And I'm alone.
She's shouting at you about something. You're not alone. Smith's there too, but not doing anything about this. We'll get to this in a second.
Oh,
You see a tortoise. He's on his back in the desert. Why are you helping?
Why aren't you helping them?
What's a tortoise?
Rich, what did you do? What did you do to piss Mercer off so much that she had to drag you out here and shove you up against the wall?
Well, she like kind of hired me or whatever to like get some of her memories back for her.
Yeah.
And what I dug up was not something that she liked.
And you told her, you didn't like say.
And I did not sugarcoat it. I was just like, oh yeah, you did this thing. You like.
What was it?
Oh, what did Mercer do? Do we have any context on Mercer?
No, you may. I have as much as you do. You can make.
Okay,
sure.
cool. So I can make some stuff up. Great.
Yeah.
I think Mercer has some kind of authority, and she came by that by just lying to people at some point when like everyone forgot stuff. Mercer was just like, I'm in charge. I was the king. I remember.
Right. Yeah. No. So it was a memory. She didn't remember that she was a king. She was like in charge.
She just lied to people.
Okay. All right. So.
Okay.
So why? So then why did she react to this way? Why is it like now she's threatening to kill you?
Because I'm like threatening her power over other people.
Yeah, you know her secret. Is that
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you're the only other one that knows.
Well, Smith knows.
Okay, so Smith knows too. Is this not normally like a private thing? Did you tell Smith about this, or was Smith present for the release of this information?
Actually, well, yeah, okay, so yeah, maybe like I didn't reveal it just now and get my throat grabbed. Maybe she's like slow burning me. So yeah, maybe Smith doesn't. Maybe I'm the only one that knows.
Okay.
Okay.
If anything happens to you.
So Smith, you don't know why.
Right. Okay.
Up against the wall, and Mercer is threatening to stab them to death.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're actively like not helping. Why is that?
I think it's because I warned Gritch last night before, and I said, "Listen, I've heard some things about this Mercer person. Mercer is a man or a woman?
It's a woman. Yeah.
I've heard I've heard that she doesn't take kindly to people who tell her the world is a way she doesn't want it to be. If it means lying a little bit, nothing wrong with that." And so, like, this is I've given Gritch advice time and time again,
Sure.
and they never take my advice. And
So is Gritch like? Are you known for just telling the truth, even when it's a bad scene for you? Like, have you been in this situation before?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a matter of principle though that like if I'm remembering things from people, I have to have integrity about it.
Right. Yeah.
So I take it very seriously.
Well, so does Mercer,
Exactly.
evidently. And she's got this like fish gutting knife and stuff, and she's got you like held up against the wall and is like snarling about like give me one good reason why I shouldn't just cut you open and leave you out here to bleed to death. So what do you do?
Panic?
Good answer.
Okay,
Yeah.
what does your panic look like?
I think I'm just like stammering and like I can't stop thinking about like this like gross stuff that's seeping into my clothing and like
You can
I just kind of go catatonic.
Yeah, you can feel the like runoff water and the algae from the wall behind you like seeping through your jacket.
and like we're really close together though, right? Like she's like right up in my business. And so like my brain kind of slips and I'm like kind of like I'm reading her, and that's like in part like I lean on my psychicness to help me read this person. But I just can I read Mercer?
Yeah, sure. You want to? So instead of responding, you're just like, oh God, what happened?
Yeah, I just like,
Okay.
and then there's like the little freeze frame of me reading.
Sure. Okay. So you got a 7.
Okay, great. So
Don't forget to mark experience
hell yeah.
for doing the read. So on reading a person, you roll plus sharp. On a 10 plus, you hold 3. On a 7 and 9, hold 1. While you're interacting with them, you can spend your hold 1 for 1 to ask them ask a question. So you don't have to ask it right now, but
I have one that I want to ask right away, which is
Okay.
just how can I get her? Where is it here? Yeah. Read a person. How could I get your character to not stab me?
well, I mean, you do
Or really, like, I guess actually what I'm asking is, what does your character wish I would do?
She wishes you would just have not told her that in the first place, but right now she wishes that you would you'd find some way to like prove to her that you're not going to tell anybody, like prove your loyalty.
Okay, cool.
'Cause you're essentially. Have you met Mercer before? Like Mercer's the boss of this little like enclave.
I passed through here before.
Okay, so you know her not in passing, and you'll be back here again.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're like a real ongoing threat.
And so I'm just just stammering like, well, but it's fine though. I mean, it's a perfectly reasonable way to seize power. I mean, who should be in control but someone who's ready for it and willing to take it? And if no one can take it on, or can't remember, then I mean, by all means, what's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, Gretch.
Okay, so yeah, Smith, you're watching and kind of, I assume, parsing together what is happening here.
Yeah.
Do you think Rich is going to be able to talk their way out of this?
No, I don't think so. I think
Okay.
how real does this threat seem?
Very. Like,
Okay.
it's not that Mercer is necessarily inherently like a murderous person,
Right.
but she cares about power and being in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she gets fed better than everybody else because she's in charge.
What's Mercer wearing?
I think that it's during the the less cold to damp season.
Okay.
So she's not fully like geared up.
Mhm.
I think she's wearing like cargo pants
Okay.
and maybe like a thin jacket.
Okay.
And the sleeves are rolled up.
All right.
And
Okay.
yeah, she's got her knife. She has like shortish like black hair and it's like pulled back in a braid.
Okay. I think I slowly walk over there, blade dangling at my side, but my hands are up, so it's clear I'm not reaching for anything. And I reach out and put a hand on Mercer's shoulder, and I say, Mercer, whatever he knows, no one else does. Let the boy go. A person with power doesn't need to use it to have it.
Okay. I think like you put your hand on her shoulder and she can hear you talking, and you can tell she's listening, but she's just like staring at Gritch, like teeth. You can hear her teeth like grinding, and you can feel her like trembling.
Sounds like a manipulate to me.
Yeah, it sounds like you're manipulating her.
Okay. And that says, where am I looking here? Seduce or manipulate. When you try to seduce or manipulate someone, tell them what you want and roll plus hot. For NPCs on a hit, they ask you to promise something first and do it if you promise. Okay, let me make that roll. So it's plus hot.
All right. So you got to promise something first.
Well, I ask what.
You tell her what you want.
Oh,
Yeah.
what I want is for her to let Gritch go.
Yeah. Okay.
So what does she want me to promise? And on the 7 and 9, she'll need some concrete assurance right now that I'll keep that promise.
That's right. I think she wants you to. It's not so much about keeping Gritch quiet because people like know he's creepy and trust him less, but you're a big deal, and so it'll be more about. She wants you to tell the other story louder than Gritch could possibly leak this information. So that even if Gritch is like, no, this happened and it's totally a lie and you should all rise up against Mercer, she'll be able to point at you and be like, no, but this person we all love says I'm the best. So she wants you to campaign for her.
Okay. So I say, I'll do a free show for you. Next time we come to port, I have just the song.
So she kind of like, she's still holding you, Gritch, but like lets you like slide down the wall a little bit. And like, she's just touching you with the tips of her fingers now instead of like the full fist. And she turns her full attention on Smith July and she's like, no, not next time. Tonight. Now.
So she's not paying attention to me?
Not really.
Cool, I shoot her.
Holy shit.
Okay, so she turns and you just take your gun out and
Just like,
okay.
It
All right.
was going so well.
What is it that you just want to try and kill her or?
yeah, I want her to be dead from bullets in the body.
Yes, okay, dead from bullets. Okay.
Dead for bullets.
All right, so go ahead and go aggro.
Great.
Good luck.
Oh, I should. Okay.
So wait. Hey, good news.
Yeah.
Smith, you can spend your hypnotize, right, to give Gritch +1,
I
right?
can. I'm doing that.
You're gonna make it a 7? Okay.
Yes, I will make it a 7.
All right.
You're the best.
So, so her choices are: she can get the hell out of your way, barricade herself securely in, give you something that she thinks you want, which is like, I guess, her life. She can back off calmly, or tell you what you want to know or what you want to hear. Well,
So first question, Adam, has she been shot, or is this like before the shooting happens, or where are we in the action?
how like I mean, I guess, is there hesitation, right? Do you give her a second between gun out and no? So it's just
My only objective here is to shoot her with bullets.
okay. So she
All I wanna
won't
do.
even. She doesn't really even have a chance. Don't
Well,
shoot me.
It sounds like she gets shot, and then
And
she
then,
gets one of these
yeah.
choices, right?
So
Okay.
I do have a question as someone who's not actually played Apocalypse World before.
Sure.
Why is this go aggro and not seize by force? I know this is the question. I
Yeah.
know.
That's okay.
So-
this will not be the only time this
The
happens.
very short answer is seize by force is two-way violence, and go aggro
Okay.
is one-way violence.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
there are other ways to parse it, but that's the simplest way to think about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, for example, if you hadn't distracted her,
Right.
and Gritch went to pull his gun and shoot her, it would be a fight. They would.
Okay. I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, definitely.
Backfired horribly.
Okay, so she's gonna barricade herself securely in. So she's gonna run. Like you graze her, you shoot her, and she immediately turns and flees to try to get away. And
Where does she barricade herself?
she's gonna barricade herself in her like fortress or wherever where she lives. She's going home. She's like trying to get the fuck out of here because she's got shot and doesn't have control of the situation anymore. So the two of you are there, and it smells of cordite and
And I'm totally stunned.
Where
Just like
where are Frankie and Navarre? How far away are they?
That's a
from
good
here?
question. So there's a moment the two of you look at each other, and somewhere else, like on the docks, Frankie and Navarre, you're there, and you're right in the middle of a heated argument, Frankie particularly, with Monk, who is a kind of halfway between like a merchant and like a postman. They're kind of like the dock overseer. And you guys hear somewhere in the distance, hear a gunshot faint, like echo across the water. And so there's a break in the argument. And I think we come in as Navarre and Frankie, you both kind of all three of you look. That was odd.
Hell's out.
And you pick up in the middle of the argument. Now Monk is trying to convince you to take something on board and take it somewhere for him. And you don't want to. What is it, and why don't you want to take it?
I think it's one of Mercer's people who is trying to get out from under her thumb. Like, he owes Mercer something and is trying to weasel out of it and wants us to like smuggle him out of Mercer's enclave.
Okay, cool.
Or Monk is arguing on this person's behalf. Maybe they're not there. I don't know. They're probably stuck somewhere in Mercer's compound or something.
Okay, I think it's Tao.
Tao? Okay.
Yeah, Tao. And she's actually Mercer's twin sister.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are they still
and-
twins if Mercer's dead?
No, I mean, you got to set up your replacement Mercer. Okay, and why don't you want to take her?
Because Mercer can sometimes be unreasonable and violent, and we're not looking to make that enemy right now. I say to Monk.
Unknowing.
There's a whole dramatic irony thing here. It cuts to me, and I'm basically saying, like, listen, Monk, you need to understand, Mercer. She's unpredictable. She can turn violent. She's not the kind of person you want to piss off. Let's just let things lie. Why am I going to stick my neck out for Tao?
So, Monk, I think, is if he has any qualities, it's that he's kind of weaselly and sweaty. So he's like wringing his like sweaty hands together and like keeps taking his hat off and like wringing at it and putting it back on and like looking around. And he says to you, he's like, But that's exactly what I mean. Mercer's dangerous, and Tao's done something to upset her. And look, Frankie, and he takes like a step towards you and smells of bad shellfish, and says, "You," and looks at Navarre, "are the most capable protectors I can think of. And Tao, she's a good girl. I just got to get her out of here. The pay's good. She's giving me everything she can, but I want to share that with you. And if it's not you, I got to do it for somebody else. And then they can take her. And then where's everybody going to be? Tao's probably going to be dead, and you're going to be out the pay. So..."
Well, how much are we talking?
He says, "So what's the... I mean, this is a good question. What kind of things do you take in payment?"
Fuel.
Yeah.
Primarily.
Nice.
Bullets, yeah. Fuel and bullets.
Okay. All right. So I think that maybe Tao has a relationship, or had a relationship with Mercer's like security head. And we're gonna say it's a guy named Exit. So Exit and Tao, they used to date or something. And so Monk says, Exit's willing to let a crate or two of the good stuff fall off the back of a boat. You need explosives? No problem. And he's talking to you, but this conversation is now addressed at Navarre.
Totally, yeah.
And I'm just like getting excited and puffing up at all of this conversation. Ready.
Gotta need grenades for the grenade launcher, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, when Exit's name comes up, that perks my interest, because I know that they have a stockpile squirreled away. That's a known thing probably. So yeah, I think Lunk is speaking our language a little bit here. I kind of glance over at Navarre, like trying to get a nonverbal read. Like, where are you leaning, Navarre, with this? Is this attractive to you?
I'm all about it. Because
All right.
they're talking about weapons now, so I'm just like all over it. I want that. That sounds
awesome. I think unlike you, I do have a switch. Like, most of the time, I'm kind of aloof, laid back, trying not to get too entangled. But then I have a switch. My Daredevil switch flips on, and once it's on, I'm just like, fuck it, let's do this. So I think I'm being reasonable at first. Like, we don't need to get involved in this. And then I look over at Navarre, and he's like, weapons. So yeah, I think that flips my switch. I'm like, all right, we're in.
Okay. So Monk tells you where you can pick up the cargo, meaning both the weapons and Tao. And it's like right now you guys are on, I assume this whole enclave is in kind of like a tilted building. So you guys are on an area that's been cleared and given like some flotilla, like dock stuff out the side. And there's some other kind of nearby buildings that aren't above the water enough to live in, but you can use them as like places to tie up boats and like that kind of stuff. So he picks one of those, or has one in mind, that's far enough away that you wouldn't be able to be seen stopping there, kind of on the way to another place. And tells you that he'll go talk to Exit and Tao and make sure that the cargo is there and that she's ready for pickup when you get out there.
So I want to read the sitch here real quick.
Sure. Yeah.
Now that we're thinking about pulling a little operation in Mercer's enclave, it's her place? It's one of the submerged buildings, right?
Yeah.
Or like a set of buildings.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to glance around and take a read here and see what my options are.
Okay.
I'm saying this is now a charged situation because Mercer's compound has gone from place to visit to like enemy encampment, kind of.
Yeah, it's not going to get any better once you find out what
I know, right?
she's been up to.
In more ways than one. Okay, so I'm going to roll my sharp, and let's see. I don't think this. But let me double check. Yeah, no, that doesn't. My card or my boat stuff doesn't apply like this. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
Nice.
Booyah! Crit.
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
Super good.
All right. What would you like to know?
Okay, so I get 3. I would like to know what's my best escape route.
Okay. And so escape route from just like how to get out of here.
So yeah, so what I do is I start like thinking about Mercer's place in my mind, and I'm also like scanning the buildings, and I like, okay, I'm gonna pick up Tao and the stuff over there. We're gonna take the boat over. We're gonna like get on the boat, drive. We're gonna try to do some sort of like fast exfil operation here. We're gonna like swing in on the boat, load, and bug out. So like I'm putting together that path in my mind right now. Like, okay, what is my best angles here to get in and out of this set of buildings? So when it comes down to it, we can just jet.
Okay. So Mercer has patrols that like go around the area looking for marauders, or making sure that the perimeter is secure. She basically has like a little coast guard. It's 2 or 3 boats.
Okay.
They're going to be the biggest thing. If you can distract them or like somehow disable their ability to be on the water tonight, that'll be your best way out. Right? Just like make sure that doesn't happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, who is most vulnerable to us in Mercer, like among Mercer's security operation here? Is there a person or a point of vulnerability that we're going to be able to exploit?
Sure. Yeah. I think that there's a security guy that works for Mercer directly. He let's say his name is Hugo. So Hugo is one of the like a Coast Guard guy, one of Mercer's buddies, and Navarre, you know something about him that makes him a liability to Mercer. What is it?
What was his name again?
Hugo.
I know that Hugo secretly has done work for her sister.
Okay, so Hugo has like a relationship with Tao.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we can kind of count on him with this whole Tao operation. We know he's not going to stop us, probably.
They're definitely allies.
Cool. So maybe you mention that to me while I'm scoping the place out here.
Definitely.
Cool. That's very good to know. And if I can stretch this question out, I guess it's the old Apocalypse World method, right? Like I'm going to ask this.
Yeah, and I'll give you the answer that closest fits.
Yeah, give me the closest fit.
Sure.
So I'm asking off book, and you can decide how to.
Yeah.
Why aren't Gritch and Smith back? And what, like, I feel like, I'm scoping this out. We're about to do the thing. I really want them here before we start this. They went off to do something. I don't know what they were doing.
Yeah, I mean that's
like, and I kind of glance in that general direction and like think about the gunfire and I'm like, what's going on?
So my question to those two is, like, Gritch, we knew what you were doing. You were having a meeting with Mercer, and then it went bad, and you were leaving, and then that got in the way. But what were you supposed to be doing, Smith? And instead of this, like, if Frankie went looking for you right now, where would she go, and you would not be there?
Right. I think I was supposed to go into the actual holding itself and just kind of scope things out. See what they had, see what they needed, and see if there was any potential work for us there, right? Like
you're sort of the face.
Exactly. Yeah. They were going to stay back at the docks, and I was going to move ahead and just get a feel for things. I think instead I got a little nervous about Gritch.
You had this conversation last night, right? Where you're like,
exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Good of you.
So you guys really should have been back by now. Is that true?
Yeah. At least Gritch should have. Like maybe I would still be in town for a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah.
So I might think it's a little strange that Gritch is not back. Is that fair to say? Okay.
All right. So yeah, so it is a bit strange. What do you want to do about that?
If I get that feeling, if I kind of put it together that way,
Yeah.
I look to Navari. I'm like, I think you should go find them.
It's
I
probably
would definitely go.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna get the boat. I'll meet you on the south side.
Sounds good.
Bring them over there. Actually, yeah, like go get them, take them to where we're supposed to pick up Tao. I'm gonna draw off the Coast Guard if I can, and then I'm gonna come back at full speed, essentially. This is our little plan. Like,
So
I'll draw them off. You get the guys, Tao, and the bullets, and then I'm gonna come in full speed and just fucking jet.
Hop on the boat and go.
Yeah, so if we're looking at a cross section of this particular holding, it's kind of like the building is like this.
Yeah, I see. It's all tilted over. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and so it's actually kind of more pyramidal. And the place
Gotcha.
where you guys, Gritch and Smith July, where you were dealing with Mercer was like a balcony out here.
Okay.
Down there, but there's like the various floors through the building, and they've had to like redesign the way to get to and from floors. So there's like ladders instead. There's a like an elevator system. There's a big elevator shaft that runs through the building, but I mean you have to actually physically climb it.
It's all it's sideways. It's like a ramp.
Yeah, everything's
it's a
on an
ramp.
angle.
They've rigged up some kind of like cargo funicular that they can like use
Yeah.
in the elevator shaft.
Nice.
Cool.
But for people getting from floor to floor, there's lots of like holes cut in the floor above and like rope ladders and stuff to get you to and from. And so the level at like at sea level is like an open market. So it's been like cleared and reinforced, and they've made like plank floor. You can hear the water like sloshing around underneath it. It's like walking around on a big dock.
Yeah.
And there's various stands set out, and that's where Navarre you have to go to try and find where Smith, July, and Gritch went. So the two of you, where do you go after that bad scene? After you shoot the lady in charge?
I think I'm trying to guide Gritch back to where the boat is. Like, it's time to go. Like, there are other places we cannot be here anymore. We just need to leave and let things cool down and just not get involved anymore. So I think we start heading back to where Frankie was docked.
Okay, cool.
Agreed. Yes.
All right.
So it sounds like you guys are gonna run into.
Yeah, so you both. I think you both enter. Maybe we get like the pan out shot of.
Yeah.
We follow Smith, July, and Gritch into the market, and there's all these people and noise and like the smell of food being cooked and shouting. Yeah, and seawater and like dead sea life.
The close-up of someone hacking a head off a fish.
Totally, yeah. Lots of chopping and like the floor of the market is just covered in like wet like trash, basically, that gets sluiced through the floor into the ocean to just be carried away. And you're walking one way through the market, and we pan over you, and we get the big long shot of all the people in the market, and then we see Navarre come in the other side. So Navarre, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna find these people?
I know that I don't see them. I'm just entering in.
Yeah, you're just coming into this crowd of people. It's like
I think I'm probably
mess.
like it's hard to not see me, so I'm still trying to like kind of not. I'm just kind of barreling through. I'm not really like trying to make eye contact or talk to people or.
Okay. Yeah, and people get the fuck out of your way because
So-
they've seen you before, and if they haven't seen you, they've heard of you, and they're just like, oh god, and they like get out of the way.
I'm just kind of looking and walking.
Okay, so you start to like wade through the crowd, and you see when you get to the middle area, there's a little open area where people can like congregate, and in the middle you see standing on a like a little platform. There's a at this distance it's hard to tell if it's a man or a woman. They're wearing a long like safety orange raincoat basically. And it's been it looks like it's been painted with like black paint, like waterproof paint, and these like weird swirls and like strange symbols. And they're standing on top of the box holding a megaphone basically, and they're just like shouting to the crowd about Yeah, do you want to stop and listen? Like, it just sounds like noise from here,
Yeah.
unless you would take.
I want to see if I can hear what they're saying.
Sure. Okay. So do you want to? Well, I'll let you. I'll tell you what you're hearing, and then you can decide if you want to spend any more time with this person. It sounds like to you, like a religious sermon of some kind. Like there's a lot of like you should and you must and we must and never.
I would definitely just let that go then, because that's not where I would think Smith and Gritch should be. So.
Sure. Okay.
We're just getting a sense of what I'm hearing, and then trying to determine if they're actually going to be near that.
So as you walk by, I think that because you're so noticeable, the guy in the megaphone like stops talking, like holds the megaphone down, and points right at you as you go by, and he says, "You can hear it's a man now. You can kind of like you're closer, you can see his beard. He's like kind of looks like what you'd imagine every lighthouse keeper in the world to look like, like huge beard, kind of like salt encrusted." And he
I'm married to
you.
the sea.
Yeah, he points at you, and he's like, "What about you, my lady? Is your mind clear?"
I would just keep going.
Okay.
Yep.
And so he says something to your back as you leave about casting your sins into the sea and like letting the cold water wash your mind
move
clean.
And flip him off, or not flip him off, but in my head I'm just. I
Sure.
don't give a fuck
Yeah. There are a few people like as you pass through his little congregation.
Exactly.
As you pass through the congregation, you notice there are a bunch of people who are wearing like armbands of the same like bright orange material that are like sewed onto their clothes. So they'll be wearing like a regular like a cardigan sweater or something, but with this waterproof like tire material. Like,
Did they do anything at me at all, or?
No, they just watch you. They
okay.
pay attention to you because he did.
Yeah.
And then he goes back to proselytizing, and they're all like looking at him eagerly. And then I think that the three of you meet in the crowd.
Well, I definitely would at this point tell Gritch and Smith, unless they interrupt me with their story, that we need to get on our way. We have a mission, and just try to hustle them out.
I mean, if you care to notice, I'm like paler than usual. And like probably still holding my gun and kind of just like stumbling along. Maybe like Smith has to like push me along.
Yeah, I'm definitely like pushing or dragging him, and I look a little worried. I look a little like.
So this sounds like a charged situation to me. Navari, do you want to take a second to try to like get some information, or do you want to just get?
I just don't know that I would notice. That's the thing.
Cool.
Like, I think I would be like, we're on a mission, we need to go. Because we're on a timeline. If they want to start talking to me while we're going, but I'm not, like, I'm in my own little, like, come on, team.
So is that a normal thing? So Frankie says where to shoot and you shoot? You don't ask questions?
I'm definitely a hired hand, you know what I mean, type. Like, I'm not a hired hand, but,
I think
it'll be interesting to learn about Navari and what happens when Frankie isn't around to give orders.
I would still probably act on my own, but in this case, I know who I'm working for to kind of make sure that survival happens. That's more, because I definitely was alone for a while before, but I'm having fun following, not making decisions.
It's nice.
I like not thinking. So.
Yeah.
I think we're just like following along, or I'm definitely following along and dragging Gritch with me. But it doesn't hit Smith where he's go. Like, all right, Navari's here, great. I feel safer. We're just gonna go wherever she leads us, and then like. After a couple of minutes of being with you, I'm finally like, wait a second, where are we going? What's going on?
We have we have to pick up some cargo for Mercer, right? Are we doing her a favor, or we're not doing her a favor?
I think it's
anybody
Monk.
a favor.
We're kind of working for Monk.
Yeah.
Sort of.
So yeah, I told them what was going on before. We're working from a monk. We're picking up Mercer's sister.
And I think like hearing Mercer's name
about that.
Back,
Yeah.
Mercer.
We have got to go. We cannot. Mercer is already angry at us, and we cannot dig a hole deeper than this. We have to go.
Bad happened.
Well, she's not happy with her sister either.
I just remembered something. Gritch, can you give me that gun?
Cool. Yeah, I give you the gun. You can
I pick it up.
we're down to
And I
one.
look Navari in the face and I say, "I told you he shouldn't have had this." Put it away.
Oh no! What happened?
He used it, and he missed.
I think
I'm
I
not
hit her.
saying she's still alive, so not well enough.
Room for improvement. Okay.
Good
I-
shot, Mercer.
And you're
Okay.
saying this out loud, like in the middle of the market.
Yeah.
Good shot, Mercer.
Whispering.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
Stage was-
I'm not stopping at this point. I'm
Okay.
still keeping
I see
going.
you.
All right, we're just gonna keep going.
Yeah. But I'm just not really sure what to do with the information because in my head
Okay.
we're doing something against Mercer. So I'm like, whatever, you shot her. We're going to help somebody she hates anyway. So
Mercer sucks anyways.
Yeah.
Let's just keep doing it.
Okay.
Mercer sucks anyway.
I'm not
Aw.
doing a good enough job explaining the actual mission. So
No,
that's
fine.
the no. As a character, like
Oh.
I'm not. I'm just walking. Like you're fine. It's fine. Good
There's
job.
this
I
compliment.
probably actually would also be like, no, I think he did exactly what he's supposed to do with the gun
Oh.
and give it back to him.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
just because.
I don't stop you from doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Because if Gritch,
Nice.
I wouldn't expect, like we had talked about before, like you wouldn't necessarily expect Gritch to use the gun. But if Gritch did, I'm like, you must have had a reason to. I don't use my guns unless I have a reason to.
Using
Guns
guns
are
is a
great.
very important
So-
thing in life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're learning.
Yeah. At least you didn't shoot yourself.
right.
Totally
Big ups to that. Yeah.
Okay.
There's this like combination thing there. You guys meet and Navari's like, "Come on, we got to go." We're because of Mercer, and you guys are like, "We got to go because of Mercer."
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. You're
Like we're all on the
like,
same page. We didn't
we're
even
in
know.
agreement here. We all need to go because of
we
Mercy.
all need to go because of Mercer.
Yeah. So Frankie, while you're getting the last of the like mundane cargo like loaded up, like I imagine that folks who travel from enclave to enclave get like devote some of their cargo space to things like mail and supplies and stuff, and like you act as like a regular cargo go between. I mean, you get obviously paid for that, but it's not really like a lot.
Yeah, it's
So-
just like our sort of living
Mhm.
expenses more.
Yeah,
or less.
you're getting all that, the last of that squared away. When you notice Twice lurking around with a couple of other guys. So Twice, the only thing, I mean, you've never seen Twice this far away from Mercer before. Usually Twice is like he's attached to her at the hip, and he is her he's her major domo and right hand man, and so he's here. And he seems like he's trying to stay like hidden, like he's not hiding, but
Right.
like, he's trying to make it obvious that he's not here.
Okay. I think I'm going to cut, like, if there's like somebody is like about to hand me their box of messages or something. I'm just like, yeah, one sec. I just hang on one second, and I'm gonna like duck into the cabin and like just like buzz out of there while the tumbles off the side.
Okay.
It's like I get this my sixth sense goes off when I see Twice. I'm like, no, time to go. Nope.
You're just gonna take off without everybody else.
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of blaze out of the dock here, and try to, using the loud engine. I'm gonna try to buzz around and try to pull one of her patrol boats to investigate the sound of my engine.
Okay.
And then circle back and pick the guys up where Tao is. That's my general plan.
Okay, because Nabari knows what the plan is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Nabari, where are you headed? Are you just head back to where you think the boat is?
Well, we had a
We
rendezvous.
have a
point.
rendezvous.
so you're gonna head to the
Yeah,
rendezvous
where Tao
point, too?
is.
Yeah, like where Tao and the bullets are.
Yeah.
I'm gonna circle around to there.
Tao on the bullets. Okay. Cool.
But I want to try to I guess I'm trying to manipulate the security team. I think.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
What I want is for them to be confused. I mean, maybe is that the right move? Maybe I'm doing something.
Sure. I can think of ways to answer the requirements of this move.
Or doing something under fire, actually.
Well, if we can determine the fire here, is the fire that you get noticed, or is
Yeah,
the fire
well,
that they get
it's-
noticed? What's the fire you're trying to get out of?
I feel like it's having the security forces on my ass when I show up to pick them up, or not.
Okay.
And I'm trying to make it not.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's
so
great.
yeah, I
the
think,
fire is the pursuit of Twice and the other security.
right, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
this is like an action move as opposed to a manipulation move.
Totally. Yeah. So roll your cool. Get cool.
Okay, cool. And I think I get to add my first time I played a driver. I believe I have my boat's power to this. Let's double check that. I do. All right.
Was that I highlighted your cool?
You did. Oh, right. I get XP.
Nice.
Boom. All right. So I'm going to roll cool, and we add 2 to this in the boat. Bam.
Nice.
11.
Nice.
Good job.
This is in my wheelhouse while I'm in my wheelhouse.
Ah.
So,
That's right. All right, cool. So I think that like Twice looks up as you like take off. And he gets on his radio or whatever and is like assuming that you're all already on the boat, gets to like have everybody go off and
Okay.
nice. So it kind of like draws them in my direction instead of towards them.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So Navarre, are you where are you taking them? Are you're just going to take them to the rendezvous point where you're supposed to meet Tao?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. So I think that the last thing that we'll see is that the three of you come out to one of the like side docks. There's like a little like it's up on the second floor and you have to like lower up and down to it, like with a cage, probably like an old diver's cage or something. And when you get up there, Tao and Exit are both there waiting for you. And they seem to be arguing. You notice that Tao is wearing she's wearing one of those like orange armbands.
Shit.
And Exit is saying like you have to leave, and she's like, no, I have to stay. You don't understand. And Exit is like, your sister's gonna kill you. And this is when you guys walk out onto the dock to the like echoing sound of your boat barreling towards you. So
Awesome.
we can pick up there
Cool.
next time. I think.
Awesome.
Great.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Very cool.
Cool. So what I'm gonna do between sessions is first of all I'll post on the Roll20 subreddit like a Q&A thread. If people want to ask me anything about the game, I'm gonna post links to the survey. So everybody who is watching, anyone who watches the video on demand, they can vote for what we want to highlight for each character for the next session. And then at the beginning of the next session, we'll do all of the highlighting with that information. And also tomorrow at the same time, so 11 a.m. Pacific, I'm going to be running just a little solo like GM prep thing. So for that, it's going to be it's inescapably going to have some spoilers. So keep that in mind if you want to come and watch. But it'll be right here, same channel, and I'll do that for about an hour. I'll do that every Friday, as long as we're playing.
Cool.
Rad.
Cool.
Want to do a little
Thanks.
end of the session shout out for everyone before we wrap it up?
Yeah. So we'll go around in case people missed who we all are. Do a little short introduction. If you want to point people at your Twitter, or you have a project you want to name them at, Patreon, you want to do it up now. So I'll go last. Let's start.
I'll
with
start.
Yeah, sorry.
I am Stephanie or Avison on Roll20. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can at m_Avison. I also am one of the co-founders of Misclicks, which is a female promotion site on Twitch, Twitter, all the social medias. We do role play and other video game content. So check us out at MISSCLIKS on all the things. But also, big thank you to Roll20, who obviously made this happen for us. And if you really want to support me, you can head over to roll20.net and create an account because it's free. So go do that and check it out. Adam and I's campaign prep show is a pretty good introduction to getting started. That's on YouTube too. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Do you? As I say, you want to go next, Andrew? Yours is the easiest.
I don't think you caught that cue. Go ahead,
all
John.
right. So I guess I'm next. I'm John. I'm a game designer. Tabletop RPGs. I also have a Patreon. If you want to check it out, it's Patreon/John Harper. And my Twitter is at John_Harper. You can follow me there. My website is 17design.com, all spelled out. I have a lot of free games on the site if you want to check them out. They're all freely available. They're all Creative Commons. All my Patreon stuff is Creative Commons as well. Yeah, this was awesome. Thanks so much to Roll20 for setting this up, and Adam and Addison and all the players. This is like super fun.
Yeah.
I haven't played online a whole lot, but this is like so seamless and great. It's really cool. So thanks for that.
Awesome. I'm Austin. You can find me on Twitter at Austin_Walker. I am a freelance game critic, and I do a bunch of other stuff. But you can find my writing at clockworkworld.com. You just click on the stuff I've written thing over on the right. And you can support my writing stuff at patreon.com/Austin Walker, one word. And if you like this, you should also check out my podcast, Friends at the Table. You can find that at friendsattetable.net. It is, we're currently towards the end of a Dungeon World campaign. But there's a lot there to listen to, and my players are really, really, really good. So check that out.
Cool. Thanks, Austin.
And thanks again to Roll20, because this is really great. I'm really excited. I'm really excited for this campaign.
Awesome.
I am Adam Coble. You probably already know that. I stream at twitch.tv/Adam Coble. I'm gonna be doing that in like 45 minutes, playing some Heroes of the Storm, and I GM right here every week, 11 a.m. Pacific, doing Roll20 Presents Apocalypse World. We're going to be starting up another Roll20 Presents campaign sometime in the very soon. And if you just can't wait until then, you can go over to twitch.tv/itmegdp and catch me live GMing Swan Song and Mirror Shades. All of that stuff, I talk about it on Twitter at Skinny Ghost. Follow me there. Follow me everywhere. I validate my life by the number of
Everyone does.
Give me more followers. No, but seriously, throwing a follow at a channel you like is awesome and gives us some feedback that you enjoy it. So we will see you on reddit.com/r/roll20 app for the Q&A and the vote after this. Get involved, ask me questions. Fan engagement is a big deal for us, for all of us. We want to get you involved in the game. And I will see you there and here again next week for more of this action. So thanks for coming.
Thank you, everybody. Have a
Later.
good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.